Okay. For the first time this season in 2026, it'll be East versus West as the Saskatoon Berries play host to the Brooks Bombers. Good evening, I'm Les Lazaruk. Welcome to Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field as the East Division leading Saskatoon Berries play host to the West Division cellar-dwelling Brooks Bombers, the first of a two-game series. They play tonight. They'll play Canada Day matinee tomorrow here as well. The only two meetings of this season between the two teams. The Berries against the West Division teams play three of them, two-game series here, and then we'll travel later on in the month of July to the other three teams in the West Division and play them for two games each on the road. We're just about set and ready to go here with our opening pitch. It'll be Asahi Nakano, the designated hitter, leading things off for the Brooks Bombers, the Bomb Squad, as they like to be called. They've got T-shirts, all of them, with that on the front. Made the playoffs the last 2 years in the West Division. They're off to a 4-17 start, sixth and last in the West Division, as mentioned. They've lost their last two. They're 1-9 on the road and minus 99. And we are underway with a first pitch swing and a miss at 7:01 as Nakano swings and misses on a curveball, and we have a game underway with a one-strike count. Check swing. Lloyd Tulp, the home plate umpire, says a little high, ball one. Tulp is the home plate umpire. Phil McGee at the crew chief at first base. And Riley Chainer is the umpire at third base. Diego Quinones on the mound for the Berries. Here's a fly ball into center field. Pretty much holding his ground there in medium depth center field is Nathan Houston. He'll make the catch. And we have one away. Diego Quinones is on the mound for the Saskatoon Berries tonight, making his fifth start of the season. He has a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, a 5.14 earned run average, 21 innings pitched so far this season, 25 hits allowed, 14 runs allowed, 12 earned, 20 strikeouts, and 6 walks for Quinones, coming off his senior year at Ottawa University in Kansas. Fouled out of play by Maverick McAllister, the Brooks second baseman. First pitch swinging, left-handed hitting McAllister against Quinones. Pitch just outside, 1-1. McAllister hitting .329, 28 hits and 85 at-bats. Has a home run and 11 runs batted in. 5 doubles for him so far this season. 1-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Gavin Panks didn't squeeze it. He'll get a new baseball. It's a cloudy, almost overcast night here in Saskatoon. Again, a lot of rain in the area, but somehow it has managed to avoid the southwest end of Saskatoon, where we are located in the city. 1-2 pitch, hit on the ground towards second. Giles Salinas up with it. He'll throw on to first as McAllister gets down the line pretty quickly, but they get him by a step for the second out. So now right fielder Dalen Jeffcoats will come to the plate. According to the Environment Canada website, we have a mostly cloudy sky, 17 degrees Celsius, which is 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Barely a wind out of the north at 7 kilometers per hour. About 5 miles per hour as the first pitch to Dalen Jeffcoats is a strike. The radar shows that we have weather in the vicinity, mostly to the east of us, and not expected to hit here for a while. 2 strikes quickly on Dalen Jeffcoats, who's hitting .333, 21 for 63. A couple of home runs, 14 RBI, and 3 doubles. Breaking ball is outside. They'll do appeal at first, and Phil McGee says no swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Dalen Jeffcoats with 2 away. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, on deck for Brooks. Quinones 1-2 pitch. Sends down low. Taken for a ball, 2-2. Quick look around the outfield for the defense. Eric Aguirre is in right field tonight for the Berries. Nathan Houston in center. Ethan Murdoch in left. Quinones ready to deal 2-2. This one's hit high in the air. Shallow left field. Murdoch has a bead on it coming on in. And the Swift Current product will make the catch. And it'll be a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Diego Quinones against the Brooks Bombers. No runs, no hits. No Berries errors, and no Brooks Bombers left on base. After a half an inning, it's Brooks nothing, and the Saskatoon Berries coming to bat as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Back for the bottom of the first inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Saskatoon Berries coming to the plate. They'll have Brock Laird, the shortstop, leading it off. Ethan Murdoch in left field batting second, and Gavin Panks, the catcher, bats third. They'll face Jack Swanberg, a right-hander, 19 years old, out of San Diego. Went to high school at Torrey Pines High School and college at California State University in San Marcos, California. Coming off his rookie season. Brock Laird to the plate first against Swanberg. Laird hitting .292, 26 for 89 on the year. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from the right-hander, strike one. Swanberg will pitch from the stretch. At the knees with a fastball. Strike two. Quickly ahead. 2 strikes on Brock Laird. Two-strike delivery. Swing and a miss. And Laird will strike out as he chased after a high and outside fastball. It'll bring up Ethan Murdoch, the Berries left fielder, number 3 in the league in batting average at .427. 41 hits in 96 at-bats. Got 4 home runs, 26 runs batted in, and 9 doubles. The doubles and RBI among the top 10 in the WCBL as well. Right-handed hitter looks at a called strike. Swanberg is dealing strikes. First 4 pitches have been strikes, although the last pitch to Laird would have been high and outside had he let it go. Finally, he does throw a ball down low, ball 1, 1-1. This is Swanberg's 4th start of the season. 0-1 record, a 5.40 earned run average. He's pitched 15 innings, allowed 17 hits, 9 runs all earned. Murdoch's late on that swing, fouls it off down the right field side and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swanberg looks to have pretty decent velocity, and that's borne out by his strikeouts. He has 19 in 15 innings so far with only 4 walks, so he's around the plate for the most part. 1-2 pitch hit on the ground, stabbed to the right on the backhand by the first baseman Fernandez. He'll make the out himself at first, and there's 2 away. Brings up the catcher, Gavin Panks. Panks hitting .412. Covington, Louisiana product. Back on Sunday following the game against Moose Jaw, had a chance to chat with Gavin, and he found his way here to Saskatoon thanks to a recommendation from a former Berry. Pretty good catcher from Louisiana in Balin Sorensen. That's the first pitch to Panks, upstairs, ball 1. Swanberg's 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. That was close. Panks hitting .412. That's 5th in the WCBL coming into tonight. 28 hits and 68 at-bats. 2-0 delivery. Hits him inside and plunked him. I think that's 3 games in a row that Panks has been hit by a pitch. Don't quote me on that, but if I was to go back, I'd probably find it in my scorebook. Here comes Giles Salinas. The Mexican mariachi music comes on to bring him to the plate, and the fans get into it here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. And Salinas has responded this season. 7th in the league in batting average at .396. 36 hits in 91 at-bats. Born in Rogers, Arkansas. Grew up a lot in Quintahara, Mexico. Whoa, that went over his head all the way to the backstop, and Panks will take second base on the wild pitch. That was up and in, like real. Sometimes you hear about chin music. That was real chin music there. Big time fastball from Swanberg, but he had no idea where it was going. Salinas lucky to get out of the way. 2 away, runner on second now in Gavin Panks. 1-0 count. And in for a strike. That type of a pitch over the head of Salinas like that would remind old-timers of Ryan Duran from many, 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 many moons ago. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, inside. Looked like Lloyd Tulp was going to ring up a strike and then decided, nope, not quite. So 2-1. Ryan Duran with the Coke bottle glasses, and it looked like he had no idea where the plate was, and it pitched like that at times on behalf of the Yankees. But he could sure bring it. And when he found the strike zone, it was pretty tough to hit. But he also hit a lot of guys, too, and scared the heck out of them, too. 2-1 pitch, down low, 3-1. Swanberg does not have that persona. I'm not suggesting that in the least, just that one pitch that sailed over the head of Salinas. Panks on second, 3-1 count on Giles Salinas. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch and a full count. Center fielder Nathan Houston on deck. Barry's looking to break out on top here in the bottom of the first inning, I should say. Swanberg set, looks back at the runner. 3-2 pitch, cued foul towards the Barry's first base dugout. Salinas stays alive at 3-2. Lights are on at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field because of the overcast. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. That'll bounce in and get away from the catcher to the backstop, and Panks will make his way to third base on the walk to Giles Salinas. So now Nathan Houston gets an opportunity. A safe base hit will bring in at least one run. Of course, Swanberg all of a sudden developing a touch of wildness, a couple of wild pitches in the bat to Salinas. Throws another one of those. Panks could score. Although again, with the new home plate seating behind home plate, as Houston, big swing and a miss on a high fastball, strike one. The home plate seating that was added this year here at Next Gen Patch brought the backstop 16 feet closer to home plate. So instead of being 58 feet away from the plate, it's now 42 feet away. At the knees for strike two, and the umpires behind home plate don't agree with the real umpire, Lloyd Tulp. Houston behind 2 strikes. Nathan Houston hitting .387, 29 for 75, 12 runs batted in, a couple of doubles, couple of triples for him. Late swing on that fastball, but he gets a piece of it, fouls it off, and stays alive. Nick Stinson, the first baseman, on deck. Two-strike pitch. And again, fouled off. That one looked a little low, but Houston decided he better take a cut at that and got a piece at home plate, kept it alive. 2 strikes. Houston, of course, from Melville, Saskatchewan. He did some time with his growing up in his adolescent years in Regina. He attended Martin Collegiate in the provincial capital. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, strike 3. Couple of strikeouts for Jack Swanberg in the bottom of the first inning. And the Berries do not score. They leave 2 runners on base without the benefit of a base hit. And after an inning, it is scoreless. Saskatoon and Brooks as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
First baseman Owen Fernandez, catcher Ben Simmons, and shortstop Eric Balania will be the batters to face Diego Quinones here in the top of the second inning for the Brooks Bombers, as Diego Quinones' first pitch to Fernandez sails outside, ball one. Fernandez hasn't played a lot. This is his 7th game since joining Brooks. Fouls a pitch off to the screen, 1-1. 4 for 14 is his average, 286. 2 of the 4 hits, though, are home runs, and he has 5 RBI. He's a big kid, right-hand hitter. Looks like he could hit it a long way if he gets a hold of it. He fouls that one back, and it's 1-2. Owen Fernandez is from Maple Ridge, BC. He also does some pitching. Coming off his sophomore year at Yavapai College. Quinones ahead, 1-2. Slider down low, 2-2. Mentioned the Berries outfielders. Aguirre in right, Houston in center, and Ethan Murdoch in left field. We'll get to the infielders here momentarily. Right back to the mound and stabbed by Quinones. Line drive right off the bat. You're a pitcher, you better come up with that one or else get out of the way, and Quinones did both. He got out of the way and reached up and was able to make the catch. Put a star beside that one for the first out. We'll bring up the left-handed hitting catcher, Ben Simmons. Simmons hitting .321, 18 for 56. Up high, ball one. You look at some of the batting averages on the Brooks Bombers, they've got some good numbers, yet they're 4-17. They play in a small ballpark back at home at Elks Field. This one on the ground, stabbed by Nick Stinson. He'll flip it over to Quinones covering the bag, and there's 2 outs. That was a hard hit ball just to the right of Stinson, who was able to backhand it and make the play to Quinones for the second out. Around the infield for the Berries at third base is Josh Hansen. Shortstop is Brock Laird. Giles Salinas at second base, and Nick Stinson at first base. Gavin Panks is the catcher, and Diego Quinones the pitcher, as he'll face the shortstop, Eric Balania. Another player who hasn't seen a lot of action, latecomer to the team. Hits the first pitch he sees, a breaking ball into center field, and it'll be caught by Nathan Houston. That's a quick 3 up, 3 down. Second inning for Brooks. No runs, no hits, no Berries errors, and nobody left on base. After an inning and a half, we are scoreless. Brooks and Saskatoon, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Number 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Saskatoon Berries coming up for the first time against Jack Swanberg. Starting pitcher tonight for the Brooks Bombers. As mentioned off the top of the telecast, our webcast here this evening on FloCollege. This is the first time the Berries are playing a West Division team. 2 games against the Brooks Bombers tonight and tomorrow afternoon. Canada Day, 1 o'clock. Stinson first pitch swinging, taps a 2-hopper back to the mound. Swanberg will run it over a bit and then underhand for the out. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Josh Henson will come to the plate now. Henson, third baseman, wears number 5. Wears his position number on his back. Hitting .273, 24 hits and 88 at-bats. Mentioned Brooks. Pretty good offensive numbers, and yet they don't score a lot of runs as much as you might have thought with all the above 300 batting averages they have. Swing and a miss for Henson on the first pitch that was up in the eyes practically, strike 1. They've scored 118 runs, which is the second fewest in the league, and actually the fewest by average per game. They have given up 217 runs, which is the second most, behind only, or ahead of only, the Swift Current 57s. 1-1 the count. Now on Henson. Last pitch down low. Swanberg back. Henson hits it into the hole at short. Backhanded. Here's the long throw to first. Will miss the target, and the ball will get to the third, just outside the Berries' first base dugout. Henson will return to the bag and safe. That'll be an infield single. I would be pretty certain of that. That's your first hit of the ball game. And it goes to Josh Henson. A good play at short by Eric Balania to field the ball. But he kind of juggled it a bit in his glove as he went to make the transfer to his hand to throw. And then when he got the throw away, there was no way he was going to get Henson, but it was off target anyway. So now Nick Cote is the designated hitter today for the Saskatoon Berries. 1 out, no runner on. Cote, the designated hitter from Oakville, Ontario. First pitch fouled off over top of the first base bleachers, strike 1. Cote 6 for 34, 176 is his average. 4 runs batted in. He has a couple of doubles out of those 6 hits, though. Right-hand hitter. A slider downstairs, 1-1. Henson, the runner at first. Cote hits one through the right side into right field. Base hit. Henson turns second, and now it's bobbled in right field, and that'll allow him to advance to third base. So runners at first and third now with 1 away, and the right fielder, the number 9 hitter, Eric Aguirre, coming to the plate. Going to call an error on the right fielder. He wasn't going to third base until the ball was bobbled, so an error to the Brooks right fielder, Dalen Jeffcoats. Gives the Berries runners at first and third with 1 away. Second hit of the inning for the Berries, and the first pitch down low to left-handed hitting Eric Aguirre. Aguirre from Pasadena, Texas. Hits this one in the air, left center field, floating back and making the catch, but that'll drive in a run as Andrew Bain makes the catch. But in to score on the sacrifice fly is Josh Henson. And there's 2 away. Aguirre's 10th run batted in of the season. Cote stays at first base. We have 2 away now, and it's back to the top of the order for Brock Laird, who struck out back in the bottom of the first inning against Jack Swanberg, I should say. Swanberg with a check on Aguirre at first, who started to dance off the first base bag and was promptly sent back. Aguirre has good speed. Would like to show it off here, and he may very well right on the first pitch, but he doesn't. Laird, though, first pitch swinging, pops it up. Shallow left field. Balania, the shortstop, goes back and makes the catch to retire the side. But the Berries get on the board. A run on 2 hits, 1 Brooks error, and 1 runner left on base. After 2, the Berries break out on top of the Brooks Bombers 1-0 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Bottom third of the Brooks Bombers order to come up here. First time facing Diego Quinones in the top of the 3rd inning. Center fielder Andrew Bain, left fielder Jose Vargas, third baseman Eric Mora. Bain wears number 13. Looks at a first pitch slider, down and away, ball 1. Bain is tied for 10th in the WCBL with 8 stolen bases, so if he gets on, as you'd expect, center fielder has good speed. He's liable to go. He hits this one on the ground. Laird fields it at short, throws on across in time for the first out. It'll bring up Jose Vargas, another newcomer to the Brooks Bombers, making his 3rd appearance of the season. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. And that's it so far. He's had the 2 plate appearances. So a hit and a strikeout. That's been Jose Vargas's deal so far. First pitch in for a strike. Quinones kicks and fires. Popped up, foul, and it'll get over the backstop and out of play. In behind us, 2 strikes. Diego the baseball nomad, as I like to call him. He's coming off his senior year at Ottawa University in Arizona. 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1 to Jose Vargas. Diego spent his first 2 college seasons with Luna Community College in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Outside again, 2-2. Year 3 was with Ottawa University in Ottawa, Kansas. year 4 with Weber International University in Babson Park, Florida. 2-2 pitch. On the inside corner, a called strike 3. Lloyd Tulp punches out. Jose Vargas, second out of the inning. First strikeout of the night for Quinones. And now the number 9 hitter, the third baseman, Eric Mora, to face Quinones, who, as I mentioned, this past season, his senior year, with Ottawa University, another Ottawa University. This one's in Surprise, Arizona, in the Great Southwest Athletic Conference, where he had a 5-5 record and a 3.39 earned run average. First pitch to Mora is inside ball 1. But that's 4 different colleges in 5 years for Diego. Called strike, a little late from Lloyd Tulp. I thought he was going to call ball 2, but he puts out the hand and says strike 1 on a breaking pitch that caught the inside corner. 1-1 is low this time, 2-1. Diego hasn't been behind many hitters so far. 2-1 pitch. On the ground up the middle, and there's your first base runner of the night for the Brooks Bombers, their first hit of the ball game. As Eric Mora with a solid single up the middle extends the inning and brings the Brooks Bombers back to the top of the order for Asahi Nakano, the designated hitter who flew out to center field back in the top of the first inning to lead off the game at 7:01 on a Tuesday evening. Nakano came into the game 9th in the WCBL with batting average. Breaking ball in for a strike. .384 is Nakano's batting average, right up to speed. Ball bounced in. Panks doesn't know where it is as it pops up in the air in front of him. He was spun around looking in behind him. Finds it, but Mora will advance to second on the wild pitch. Puts a Brooks Bomber in scoring position and a 1-1 count on Asahi Nakano, who has 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in, along with a couple of doubles to go along with that .384 batting average. Quinones, 1-1 pitch. Nakano fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One nothing Berries, scoring a run in the bottom of the second inning. Quinones trying to get him and his defense back to the dugout. 1-2 pitch on the ground into the hole. Knocked down by Laird. He'll throw to first, but he won't get there. Stinson has to dive, tried to keep his foot on the bag, and then realized he better make the catch because on his way to third was Eric Moore, and if that ball had gotten away, he would have scored. So now it's first and third on the infield single for Nakano, and 2 away. Quinones got the first 2 outs, but now has given up back-to-back singles and has runners on first and third, and he's pitching to Maverick McAllister, who grounded out to second his first time up. Outside, ball 1. McAllister, a freshman from Thrall, Texas, coming off his freshman year at West Texas A&M University. Runner on the go from first, cued foul. 1-1 the count on Maverick McAllister as the runner at first, Asahi Nakano, returns to first base. Well, if he's run once, he's probably going to be running again here on this 1-1 pitch. Again, runners at first and third with 2 away. Doesn't go. Breaking ball inside to McAllister, 2-1. Right fielder Dalen Jeffcoats on deck for Brooks. Quinones comes set. Delivers. Nakano on the go. Pitch upstairs. And Panks won't throw the ball. So Nakano advances to second. Second and third with 2 away. And the count is 3-1 now on Maverick McAllister. A little bit of a jam here. Popped up. Foul territory. Henson coming over into foul ground will make the catch, and that's the end of the inning. The Brooks Bombers threaten, but do not score. They get a couple of hits, no Barry's errors, and 2 runners left on base. And after 2.5 innings, it is Saskatoon 1 and Brooks no score as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Bottom of the third inning. Ethan Murdoch leading it off for the Berries against Jack Swanberg, who pours in a curveball for a strike. Murdoch grounded out to the first baseman. Owen Fernandez, his first time up. Bounced in for a ball, 1-1. Murdoch again in the top 10 in, let's see, 8 different offensive categories. A couple of them are based on the fact he plays a lot. He's 4th in at-bats coming into tonight and 5th in plate appearances. The other 6 are because he's had a pretty good season so far. Very good season, let's say it the way it is. 2-1 on that low pitch from Swanberg. Tied for 4th in doubles with 9. 4th in RBI with 26. Mentioned 3rd in average at the beginning of his first at-bat. Fouled off. That was a high fastball that he took a liking to but couldn't get around on and sends out a play down the right field side. Tied for 7th in on-base percentage, 6th in OPS, and 2nd in hits with 41 in the league. Coming off his senior year at Marshall University. He's been to a couple of different colleges too. Not as many as Quinones as he looks at ball 3 in a full count now to Ethan Murdoch. Swift Current product. attended Mid-Plains Community College, the McCook campus in McCook, Nebraska. And there's ball 4 as the pitch spinning in down low, and the Berries get the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Gavin Panks now. Hit by a pitch his first time up. All right, I mentioned it before, and I'm going to check now because I'm certain I'm right. And I am. 3 straight games now he's been hit by a pitch. When you're a catcher, you get hit by enough baseballs that you don't need to have them hit you when you're at the plate, as he fouls the first pitch off, strike 1. Outside, that was close, 1-1. Good eye from Gavin Panks, who came into the game tonight 4th in on-base percentage at .533, and only improved that by getting hit by a pitch. Almost hit him again. Slider down and in. He danced out of the way of that. 2-1. Second baseman Giles Salinas on deck for the Berries here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fouled off out of play over top of the party zone and into the parking lot here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 2-2 the count. Panks got all the way around to third base back in the 1st inning on a hit batsman and a couple of wild pitches, but did not score. Fouls the fastball back. His count holds at 2-2. Gavin attending Southeastern Louisiana University in Hammond, Louisiana, the Lions of the Southland Conference, which is NCAA Division I, as he told me back on Sunday. They play a lot of Southeastern Conference teams during the course of their season, as he looks at ball 3 up high, full count. So they play in some pretty competitive and high quality baseball parks against pretty high quality baseball teams. Often the pitch is Murdoch, and the pitch down low for ball 4. Swanberg didn't like the call. He thought he had strike 3, but instead that's a 2nd straight walk, and runners on 1st and 2nd with nobody away for the Berries here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's the 3rd walk issued by Swanberg to go along with a hit batsman. He has a couple of strikeouts. The pitch count's going to start moving on up here. Unofficially, he's thrown 45, and he's not through 3 innings yet. In fact, he's 2+. Hasn't gotten an out yet here in the bottom of the 3rd. As Salinas comes up, he walked his first time up back in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Salinas tied, or is 7th in on-base percentage at .495 coming into the game. That's only improved with that 1st inning walk. Up high, 1-1. Had a nice chat with him Saturday following the Berries win at home over Weyburn. He had a big night that night, going 4 for 5. Big smile on his face. Again, he born in Rogers, Arkansas, spent a lot of his youth in Quintahara, Mexico, and says he spends a lot of time in both locales as he follows that pitch off, 1-2. The cool thing about Giles Salinas is that he describes himself as a gritty guy and will do just about anything to win. And you like to think that that's what everybody is like. But some show it and some don't, and Giles Salinas shows it. Fouls another pitch off, out of play down the right field side. Count holds at 1-2. Center fielder Nathan Houston on deck. With Guile, you can tell that he just enjoys playing baseball. That smile is electric, let me tell you. 1-2 pitch, bounced in, gets away from the catcher to the backstop, and the runners will advance. Murdoch to third, Panks to second on the wild pitch, and that's the third wild pitch uncorked by Jack Swanberg. 2-2 the count now. Jack Swanberg now with first baseman Fernandez at the edge of the grass. Salinas with a line drive into left field. It'll fall in for a base hit. Murdoch will come in and score. He had to wait to make sure that that ball got down. I don't know if the left fielder realized where it was. Jose Vargas kind of just stood there, didn't come in on the ball, and the ball fell in front of him, about 10 feet in front of him, and it ends up being an RBI single for Giles Salinas. And that's RBI number 19 on the season for him. First and third as Panks advances to third. He wanted to come all the way around to score, but with Murdoch waiting to make sure the ball wasn't caught. Now the ball's thrown away at first base on a pickoff attempt. In to score to make it 3, and Salinas is around second and heading for third. Here's the throw across, and it'll jump away again, but Swanberg, the pitcher, is backing up. Otherwise, Salinas might have scored on that play. Swanberg making up for the pickoff throwing error that allows Giles Salinas to make his way all the way around to third base. Panks scores on the error. Second error of the game for the Brooks Bombers. Berries with 2 runs in here now in the inning are up 3-0 with the benefit of only the 1 hit as Nathan Houston awaits his first pitch. Head coach Justin Gomez of the Brooks Bombers tells his middle infielders to go back to double play depth. Not that there's a runner on first base to double off, but they're prepared to give up a run here if need be. Not infield in. Called strike on Houston. Nobody out. Pitch down low, 1-1. No stirring in the Brooks bullpen as of yet. No action. Jack Swanberg has had his own issues with control. Berries have only got 3 hits, but they have 3 runs thanks to 3 walks and a hit batsman. Breaking ball outside to Nathan Houston, 2-1. 2-1, I should say, the count. Houston struck out back in the first inning. Third-year member of a Western Canadian Baseball League team looks at another breaking ball down and away. Now ball 3, 3-1. Houston coming off his junior year at Louisiana Tech University. Line drive up the middle, base hit. That'll drive in Giles Salinas, and it's 4-0 for the Berries. All 4 batters this half inning have been on base, and 3 of them have come in to score as Houston picks up RBI number 13 for him on the season. Here comes, I believe, a pitching coach. I don't think that that's the head coach, mostly because there's been nobody warming up. Now we get some action down the left field line. We'll try and catch a number. 23 is jumping up and down, getting himself stretched out and ready to go. Let's see who that is on their roster. It's Aiden Maxwell is going to start to warm up. Nick Stinson, the first baseman, coming up for the Berries. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. The Berries have a 4-0 lead. Stinson hit a 2-hopper back to Swanberg, back to lead off the bottom of the second inning. The very animated Nick Stinson, hitting .315, looks at a first pitch strike. Had a chance to chat with him after Sunday's victory over Moose Jaw, 10-2. Off day yesterday, he said he was going to go and do some weightlifting. Ball down low, ball 1-1-1. If I'm from Kennesaw, Georgia, I guess lifting weights on an off day in the city in which you play ball in is the thing to do. If it was me growing up, Lord knows what kind of trouble I might have gotten into at his age. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2, the count on Nick Stinson. But I've gotten the sense in talking with these guys that they hang out at the ballpark, they hang out with their billets. Up high, 2-2. Now a delayed steal by Houston, and he's in there safely. Two and two the count on Nick Stinson. Josh Henson, third baseman deck. Swanberg out of the stretch, hit into right field. Coming in a few strides and making the catch is Dalen Jeffcoats. That's the first out of the bottom of the third inning, as Houston will hold his ground at second base. Josh Henson coming up. He had the first hit of the game for the Berries back last inning and ended up coming around to score. Henson 25 for 89 for the season. Translates to 281. And coming on offensively of recent, his average not that long ago was around 200. He popped the first pitch up, right side, shallow right field, onto the outfield grass, and making the catch is the second baseman Maverick McAllister for out number 2. Nick Cody will come up now, the DH. He singled to right field back in the second inning. He's got a duck out there on the pond. Should be driven in Nathan Houston at second base. Inside ball 1 with the first pitch to Cody. Mentioned Nick from Oakville, Ontario. Coming off his freshman year at Niagara University. Fouled off. 1-1. Swanberg's 1-1 pitch up coming to Nick Cody. Is inside 2-1. Cody had a home run and 20 runs batted in 47 games with the Niagara University Purple Eagles in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference this past college season. Niagara University in Niagara Falls, New York. Cody hits a fly ball to left field. Medium depth and caught out there by the left fielder Jose Vargas to end the third inning. But a productive inning for the Berries as they score 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Brooks error and 1 runner left on base. After 3, it is the Saskatoon Berries 4 and the Brooks Bombers no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
First pitch swinging and bobbled at third by Josh Henson. He won't get the runner, and now the ball gets away from Stinson at first, and making his way to second is Dalen Jeffcoats, the leadoff man, the right fielder. And we might have 2 errors on the play, or just the 1. Because the original ground ball was bobbled at third base by Henson, and then he threw it away. And Stinson couldn't come up with the ball. Just the 1 error, though, is going to be called. Does that become a single then? That's what I'm wondering. Single and a throwing error? Or just the error? Okay. 2-base error on third baseman Josh Henson. Puts Dalen Jeffcoats at second base. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, coming to the plate now. First pitch swinging, fouls it back to the screen, strike 1. Unofficially on the line score, the Berries with 4 runs, 4 hits. They have 1 error now. Pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now the count on Owen Fernandez. Berries have left 4 runners on base. Brooks without a run so far on 2 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 2 runners on base. Top of the 4th inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field in Saskatoon. Berries with a 4-0 lead on the Brooks Bombers. Diego Quinones with a 2-strike pitch coming to Owen Fernandez. Swung on and fouled off and caught. Took a bite out of Gavin Panks. He'll walk that off. Count holds at 2 strikes. Fernandez hit a line shot right back to Diego Quinones for the first out of the top of the second inning. And here he is up for a second time tonight in the fourth. Unofficially, Diego Quinones about to throw pitch number 45 of his outing tonight. Action still going on in the left field bullpen down the left field line. Fernandez on the ground, and Laird can't come up with it. And getting on to first base is Fernandez as Jeff Coates holds at second. That wasn't an overly hard hit ball, but we're going to call that an error on Brock Laird. So a couple of errors here in the inning for the Saskatoon Berries. Have put 2 runners on base. I'll bring up the catcher, Ben Simmons, who grounded out to Nick Stinson. Hard hit ball back in the second inning. First pitch in for a strike. Simmons has 6 doubles and a triple among his 18 hits this season. A couple of home runs as well and 11 RBI. 1 strike pitch. Breaking ball gets away from Panks, and both runners will advance. Jeff Coates to third, Fernandez to second on, I don't know if that's a wild pitch or a passed ball. We're going to call it a passed ball on Gavin Panks, the catcher. 1-1 the count. Now 2 runners in scoring position as Brooks looks to cut into that 4-run Barry's lead. 1-1 pitch, foul back to the screen. 1-2. Ben Simmons is a Vauxhall Academy graduate who attended Eastern Arizona College. Hit .400 with Eastern Arizona College, 18 RBI in his freshman year. He is from Ottawa, Ontario. Line drive back up the middle, base hit. 1 run in to score. Nathan Houston charging the ball, and they'll hold the runner Fernandez at third. But Dalen Coates, Jeff Coates, comes in to score as Simmons with his 12th RBI, and still nobody out for the Brooks Bombers here in the top of the 4th inning. And now we have time being called as something on the field, and Nick Stinson tossing it aside after getting it from Brock Laird, the shortstop. Some kind of foreign object. Foreign object makes me think I'm wondering about a wrestling match, pro wrestling. Something that you don't normally find on a ball diamond, let's put it that way. Shortstop Eric Balania up to the plate. High pitch from Quinones, ball 1. First and third with nobody away and 1 run in. Nobody out. Quinones. Hit on the ground. Second base. Salinas to 1. Second for 1. Back to first. And in time. First base umpire Phil McGee makes the out call. Balania, the shortstop, was giving it the safe sign on the way by and did not like the call at first base. A run scores on the double play is no RBI for Balania, as Fernandez scores to make it 4-2. But now there are 2 outs on the play. And up comes the center fielder, Andrew Bain, with nobody on base. First pitch swinging, lifts a lazy fly ball into shallow center field. Nathan Houston coming on, makes the catch, and all of a sudden, We're out of the inning. But not before Brooks scored a couple of runs on one hit. There were 2 Barry's errors and nobody left on base. After 3.5, Saskatoon 4, Brooks 2. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers. For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Brooks Bombers here in the bottom of the 4th inning is Aiden Maxwell. He'll face Eric Aguirre, and a 3/4 overhand delivery there from Maxwell is outside, ball 1. Up high, 2-0 as he works quickly. Let's find some stuff out about Aiden Maxwell as he gets a pitch on the outside corner, 2-1. On Aguirre, who hit a sacrifice fly to center field to drive in the Barry's first run back in the 2nd inning. 2-1 pitch. Pop up, right side, on the edge of the outfield grass making the catch is the second baseman Maverick McAllister for the first out. He'll bring up the top of the order and Brock Laird, who's 0 for 2. Aiden Maxwell, 6 foot, 195-pound right-handed pitcher. Has a win and a loss to his credit, a 7.20 earned run average. He's pitched 10 innings. First pitch, change up, in for a strike. He's allowed 9 hits, 8 runs, all earned. Laird fouls that one off towards the third base Brooks Bombers dugout. 8 runs allowed, all earned, struck out 11 and walked 7 as Aiden Maxwell. Facing Brock Laird, 2 strike counts, outside, 1-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball outside and away from the plate. 2 away, a strikeout for Maxwell on Brock Laird, and it'll bring up left fielder Ethan Murdoch, who's 0 for 1, walked and scored last inning. Getting a hold of this one and sending it into left center field. Back, you can. No, it's caught. No, it's gone. It's a home run. I thought he had it. He jumped up at the wall and thought he had it, but no, it's into the seat, into beyond the fence. You can kiss that baby goodbye. 5th home run of the season for Ethan Murdoch to make it 5-2. His 27th run batted in. Left center field, the center fielder Bain went up at the fence and couldn't come down with the ball. It clears the fence, and Murdoch makes it 5-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll bring up Gavin Panks. Swing and a miss on a changeup, strike 1. Breaking ball inside, 2-1, or 1-1, I should say. Fouled off over top of the third base bleachers and into the party, or onto the plaza area behind us. 1-2 the count on Panks, who's been on base both times without hitting. He'll foul another one into the screen. Stays alive at 1-2. 2 out. Aiden Maxwell is from Brooks, the hometown boy. Just outside, 2-2, the count on Gavin Panks. Panks hits this one in the air. Medium depth center field, and Andrew Bain will make that catch and finish off the inning. But the home run to left center field by Ethan Murdoch gives the Berries a 5-2 lead, a run on a hit. No Brooks errors, nobody left on base for the Berries, but they do have a 5-2 lead now on the Brooks Bombers after 4 innings of play, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus a WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
The Saskatoon Berries lead the Brooks Bombers heading to the top of the 5th inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Numbers 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Brooks will come up against Diego Quinones here in the top of the 5th. Jose Vargas, the left fielder. Third baseman Eric Mora, and then the designated hitter Asahi Nakano. Vargas struck out against Quinones back in the 3rd inning in his only plate appearance. Left-handed hitter. Fouls the first pitch off, strike 1. These same 2 teams will play tomorrow to finish off the 2-game season series between the 2. Brooks from the West Division, and this is an interdivision battle, the first of the season for the Berries. A slider on the inside corner for strike 2, as Vargas didn't like that from home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp. 1 o'clock is first pitch tomorrow here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Quinones, both of them against Jose Vargas. Now it'll be the third baseman Eric Mora, who singled in the third inning for the first hit of the night for the Bombers against Quinones. Bombers only have 3 hits so far through 4 1/3 innings. Mora attending Simpson University this past college season. 347 average, 35 RBI, and 4 home runs in 47 games. Right-handed hitting third baseman. Line drive into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and get almost to the fence. Right at the warning track, Nathan Houston able to cut it off, but Mora is into second base safely with a stand-up double. Fourth hit of the game for Brooks. Back to the top of the order for Asahi Nakano. Singled and stole a base in the third inning. Flew out to center in the first. Brooks looking to cut back into that Berries lead. Saskatoon has scored runs in the second, third, and fourth innings. Down low, ball 1 to Nakano. Quinones ready to deliver. This one's looped into left field. Murdoch coming on. He'll make the catch. And scurrying back to second base is Eric Mora. Good defensive play by Ethan Murdoch for the second out. So now it's Maverick McAllister, who's 0 for 2, grounded out and fouled out his last time up. Two away in the top of the fifth inning. McAllister, a left-handed hitter. And now Quinones calls times and backs off the rubber. Both bullpens silent for the time being. Still a little on the cloudy, overcast weather-wise here. Down low, ball 1 to McAllister. Doesn't feel like summer. 17 degrees Celsius, 63 Fahrenheit. No wind, according to Environment Canada at the airport. As Quinones wants Panks to go through signs again. Or are they going to try and throw Maverick McAllister on a 1-0 pitch? Line drive, hooking, and it'll stay fair down the right field line. Cut off before it gets into the corner by Eric Aguirre. And throw back into second base, but a double for Maverick McAllister will bring home a run as Eric Mora scores from second base. McAllister's 12th run batted in of the season and his 6th double of the year. And it's 5-3 as Brooks chews into that Berries lead and brings up the right fielder, Dalen Jeffcoats. He scored the first Brooks run last inning in the fourth, reaching on an error, getting all the way to second on that play. First pitch to him is ball 1 down low. Joe Carnahan wants to allow Quinones to get the third out here in the fifth with the lead if at all possible. He'd be in He'd be in line for the victory if the Berries can. Runners going, and Panks can't transfer the ball from glove to throwing hand. So stealing third base is Maverick McAllister. Diego throws a strike. Diego Quinones, the Berries pitcher. 1-1 the count to Dalen Jeffcoats, who wears number 1 on his blue jersey, red number 1. 1-1 pitch. Popped up foul, out of play down the first base right field side. 1-2. Now we've got forest fires to the north. North wind probably going to be bringing some of this in, but according to Environment Canada, we've got smoke in the air in Saskatoon. I don't see it here, but maybe at the airport that's filtered in. 1-2 pitch, high with a fastball. 2-2. First baseman Owen Fernandez on deck. Quinones trying to finish off the top of the 5th inning. Hit in the air, shallow center field. Nathan Houston will coming on as the ball hangs up, and he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. A couple of doubles for Brooks leads to 1 run. The 2 hits, no Berries errors. 1 runner left on base. Halfway through 4.5 at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It is the Saskatoon Berries 5 and the Brooks Bombers 3 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Kyle Salinas, first pitch fouling off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Berries cleanup hitter facing second Brooks pitcher of the night, Aiden Maxwell. Time called on the field as they collect the baseball and get it out of play. Salinas has been on base twice, walked in the first, singled and came around to score in the 3rd inning and takes a big swing and miss on an off-speed pitch from Aiden Maxwell for strike 2. Maxwell got into 14 games with Brooks last year as he sends that breaking pitch down and away, ball 1, 1-2. Played in the Canadian College Baseball Conference this past winter with the Okanagan College Coyotes. Line drive, but going to be caught just off the ground by the second baseman, Maverick McAllister, for the first out. Salinas probably sawed off a little bit of an inside pitch there that he swung at. One away in the bottom of the fifth. That brings up Nathan Houston. 1 for 2, singled and drove in a run. Salinas also has an RBI tonight. Slow breaking ball inside and low to Houston, ball 1. That one was up a little bit, but fouled off back to the screen by Houston. 1-1. Hitting close to 400, Nathan Houston, for the season. He fouls that pitch back to the screen, 1-2. Last year with the Berries, played 49 games, 63 for 202, which is a .312 batting average. 1-2 pitch, line drive, center field, coming on as Andrew Bain. He'll dive and make the catch. Diving forward, kept the glove up above the ground and made the catch for the second out. Nice defensive play there. Put a star beside that one. 2 away. And Nick Stinson, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Action in the bullpen. First pitch swinging, Stinson on the ground towards second. McAllister up with it to first, to Fernandez in time. And for the first time tonight, the Berries go down 1-2-3. 3 up, 3 down for Aiden Maxwell here in the bottom of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no Brooks errors, nobody left on base. After 5 complete, Saskatoon 5, Brooks 3 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Top of the 6th inning. Middle third of the Brooks Bombers order coming up to face Diego Quinones. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman. Catcher Ben Simmons. And shortstop Eric Balania. During the half-inning break there, as fouled out of play down the first base side by Fernandez on the first pitch, strike 1. The entire Berries bullpen was up doing something, either throwing a baseball or throwing a football, while Quinones was warming up. Now everybody sits down. That's down low, according to Lloyd Tulp, the home plate umpire, 1-1. Meanwhile, down the left field line, Paulo Martel is warming up in the Brooks bullpen. Fernandez on the ground. Brock Laird picks that cleanly, and the throw to first, and Stinson can't pick it, and the ball into the Berries dugout means Fernandez will end up at second base on the throwing error by Brock Laird. That is the third error of the night for the Berries. 3 errors by Saskatoon, 2 errors by Brooks. Bombers down by 2, now have the leadoff man on. And Ben Simmons, the catcher, who singled and drove in a run back in the 4th inning at the plate. Now he calls time. Something in his eye is going to flush that out. I don't know if using a batting glove is a good idea to flush it out with. Lord knows what's on there. Quinones ready to deliver. Foul back onto the screen. Strike 1. Simmons is 1 for 2 tonight. Picked up his 12th run batted in. Back in the 4th inning. 1 strike pitch. Fouled right back. It was coming right at us, Matt. Luckily, there's a screen there. I might have had to have put you in front of me to make sure that it didn't hit me. 2 strikes. The count on Ben Simmons. Quinones' pitch is fouled off at the plate. Count holds at 0-2. It's a comfortable night. I wore a long sleeve shirt today in anticipation that it wasn't going to be the nicest night. The weather keeps surprising me here. It rained all weekend except the 2 games that the Berries played. Somehow we got those 2 games in. 2 strike pitch. Outside, 1-2. Say we had 67 millimeters or 2.5 inches worth of rain over the weekend. There are people in this province who are saying, enough already. And others who are saying, we could use some. It's a big province. It's bigger than the country of France, landmass-wise. For those of you tuning in who are from the United States or elsewhere in the country and aren't aware, it's a province of 100,000 lakes, too. Where? People think of flat land and wheat fields. Knocked down by Panks in between his legs, and Fernandez not able to advance. Count holds at 2-2. You go north of Prince Albert, and you're running into lakes. And some great, great vistas. No, I am not employed by the Saskatchewan Tourism Group. But you want fishing? Line drive, that'll get past Henson at third into left field. Murdoch up with it. And advancing to third is Owen Fernandez. He had to wait to make sure the ball got by Henson at third before he could advance. So runners at first and third and nobody out here for the Brooks Bombers in the top of the 6th inning. And now I see somebody running down the right field side, and here comes Dustin Mulliken, the Berries pitching consultant. It's the first time I've made that Freudian slip. Just in case you don't know, again, for you those in the States, my winter job, for my real job at CJWW Radio here in Saskatoon, is to call hockey games of the Saskatoon Blades, Western Hockey League. And Dustin Mulliken, his uncle Lorne, was GM and head coach for the team for several years. I've known Dustin since he was literally knee-high to a grasshopper. Of course, he pitched in the majors, pitched for the Yellow Jackets, the team in the Saskatchewan Major Baseball League before, which is the precursor to the WCBL. Now he's gone back to the dugout. Runners on first and third. Middle infielders playing back at double play depth. Stinson holding the runner. Ben Simmons at first. Josh Henson even with the bag at third. Balania hits this one in the air to center field. Going back. Houston can't come up with it. Run will score. Ball thrown back into the infield, and that'll hold Ben Simmons at third base. A double for Eric Balania, an RBI double. That makes it 5-4. And runners at second and third, and still nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. Eric Balania with his 8th run batted in. And a drive. That ball kept on carrying to center field. Nathan Houston went back on it onto the warning track and couldn't make the catch. So now Andrew Bain, the center fielder, 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Shallow right field, Salinas has it, makes the catch. He dropped the ball, was going to make the transfer, and the first base umpire, Phil McGee, emphatically showing the out sign to make sure that everybody understood that he realized he had control and was making the transfer when he dropped it. Nobody advances. So one away. A big out for Diego Quinones. As down the right field line, Colin Plain starts warming up in the Barries right field bullpen. Jose Vargas now up to face Quinones. Vargas has struck out twice. Joe Carnahan, Ryan Olcheway, the pitching coach, and Dustin Mulliken, the pitching consultant for the Barries. Want to see if Quinones can wriggle his way out of this. First pitch down and in, and blocked by Panks. Good job. Otherwise, that gets back to the backstop, and it's a tie ball game. One away, second and third. 1 run in, 1 run ball game. Barry's in the lead. Jose Vargas fouls that off. Out of play into the parking lot over top of the third base bleachers. 1-1. Number 9 hitter Eric Mora is on deck. He's 2 for 2. Single and a double. Scored a run. Vargas has struck out twice. Not this time. Line drive over the head of Salinas into right center field. 2 runs are going to score, and Brooks are going to take the lead at 6-5. As pulling into second base is Jose Vargas. His first 2 runs batted in of the year. They are big ones, and here comes Joe Carnahan, and that's going to be the end of the line for Diego Quinones, as the Brooks Bombers suddenly have a 6-5 lead here in Saskatoon over the Barries. So Colin Plain is going to come into the ball game to pitch in relief for the Barries. Quinones gets a hand coming off the field. He had an outstanding start to the game, retired the first 8 batters he faced. But then Brooks caught on to what he was all about. Ended up with 8 hits now on him through 5 1/3 innings. Colin Plain into the game. Saskatoon product. Graduate of Walter Murray Collegiate. 6'2", 220-pound right-hander. For Colin Plain, he has a win to his credit this year, a 2.89 earned run average, 9 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, struck out 8 and walked 3. Quinones gives up 8 hits as mentioned. 3 of them in this inning. His defense hurt him a little bit with 3 errors, including the leadoff error here in the 6th. Throwing error that allowed Owen Fernandez to reach base. So that's 1 unearned run. Actually, Fernandez reached on an error twice in this ball game. So 3 of the 6 Saskatoon or Brooks runs are unearned right now as it stands. Quinones had a couple of strikeouts. He didn't walk anybody. He faced 26 batters. As Eric Mora comes up, 2 for 2 to face Colin Plain. 1 away and a runner on second. The Brooks Bombers are suddenly in the lead at 6-5. Plain with that overhand curveball drops it in for strike 1. Now Plain off the mound, throws over to second on the pickoff attempt, but Salinas had to reach to the first base side of the bag, and that allowed Vargas to get back in safely. I think Plain was kind of surprised that he actually had a shot at picking him off and seemed to hesitate. There's the breaking pitch outside, 1-1 to Eric Mora. Unofficially, Diego Quinones threw 80 pitches. Plain ready to deliver. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball again. This time inside, maybe low a touch. 2-1 again. Hard to tell from our angle sometimes with the pitches where exactly they are. I can see down the right field line perfectly, but I'm not right behind home plate. That's where people sit that pay a pretty good buck to pay to go and watch there. Fastball on the inside corner. 2-2. Mora tried to decoy his way into another ball, trying to turn out of the way, but home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp having none of it. 2-2 the count. Plain staring at Vargas at second, and the pitch inside this time, not getting the call. Full count. And the umpires in the stands don't disagree with Lloyd Tulp. Well, so they're taking turns. Mora didn't like the call on the previous pitch. Crowd didn't like that one on that one. Umpire can't win behind home plate. Full count pitch. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. 2 away. And now back to the top of the order for Asahi Nakano. 1 for 3 on the night. Closing in on an hour and 50 minutes into this ball game. Foul back to the screen by Nakano, strike 1. Plain can bring it. He's got a good fastball, but that overhand curve can be devastating. It'll buckle your knees if you're not careful. McLean coming off his junior year at Arizona Christian University. Nakano fouls that off. He's behind 2 strikes. Pitched in 9 games in relief for Arizona Christian University Firestorm in Phoenix in the Great Southwest Athletic Conference this past winter. After first 2 years at College of the Desert in Palm Desert, California. On the ground, Henson off his glove, a bad hop into left field, chugging around third and scoring to make it 7-5 is Jose Vargas. Nakano on base because of an error. Another unearned run coming in for the Brooks Bombers. Pretty much all 4 of them in this inning have been because of that. First pitch is a ball to Maverick McAllister, who doubled his last time up in the 5th inning. Now a check over at the runner at first base. Nakano. So the 8th man to the plate for Brooks in the top of the 6th inning. Now going on the play is Nakano. The throw down by Panks, and they got him. A one-hop throw taken by Brock Laird, and practically all he had to do was put the glove there to catch the ball and have Nakano slide into it. The caught stealing ends the inning, but a productive inning for Brooks here in the top of the 6th. They score 4 times on 3 hits with 2 Saskatoon Berries errors and nobody left on base. After 5.5, it's Brooks 7, Saskatoon 5. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Josh Henson leads it off for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the 6th inning. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Popped out to second in the 3rd. Henson hits a ball in the air to left field, trying to chase it down, and you can kiss that baby goodbye. Home run, Josh Henson. Just inside the left field foul pole. 2nd home run of the night for the Berries. A solo shot again. Ethan Murdoch hit one in the 4th inning, and now Henson gets one in the 6th to make it a 1-run game once again. That's 7-6. As Henson, for 2nd pitch swinging on a 1-0 count against Aiden Maxwell. Home run number 5 and RBI 22 on the season for Josh Henson. We'll bring up Nick Cote. Designated hitters 1 for 2. Line drive. Oh, and a nice catch at third base by Eric Mora. He leaps up into the air and at the very top of the jump snares the ball with his glove held high above his head for the first out. Right fielder Eric Aguirre now 0 for 1. Sacrifice fly and a run batted in the second inning. Popped out to second in the fourth. First pitch swinging, line drive into center field. And now coming on and overrunning it, the ball over his head. Aguirre hits second. He's heading for third. The throw back into the infield misses the cutoff man. And Eric Aguirre is all the way into third base with a triple. Center fielder Andrew Bain came in and then realized, uh-oh, I've overrun this. This is over my head. And he was able to catch up with it short of the warning track, but by then Aguirre with good speed all the way around to third base. And suddenly we have the tying run in 90 feet from home plate with leadoff man Brock Laird set to come to the plate. Aguirre's fourth extra base hit of the season, the first triple for him. And we are going to get a pitching change as head coach Justin Gomez has made the call. So we'll get a pitching change, as we'll see. 32 is what it is. Let's see who that is, because it was 28 who was warming up before. Paulo Martel now into the game for is David Trujillo. Trujillo is a right-handed reliever. He'll take over for Aiden Maxwell. All right, let's find out a little more about David Trujillo. 5'10", 180 pounds, right-hander. And let's see what we can find out about his pitching stats so far for this year. He hasn't pitched a lot for the Brooks Bombers. No record. An ERA of 27. He's only pitched an inning and 2/3, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned. No strikeouts and 4 walks. Well, now we've got a different name being thrown our way. They have 2 different 32s. Well, isn't that fun? Yes. I guess. Luis Gallardo is number 32, the other 32 on the roster. Let's make that switch here right now. Luis Gallardo into the game. Right-handed pitcher. Let's get his numbers up and see what we have for him. This will be his first appearance of the season. So for all we know, Trujillo is no longer with the team. But it's his first appearance, and it'll be Brock Laird who will be the first guy he faces in 2026. Let's scroll down here. There is nothing about Luis Gallardo in the preseason preview. So we'll have to do a little bit of searching on Uncle Google here right away. 1 away, a runner on third, and Brock Laird the batter. A breaking pitch in there for a strike. Laird is 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. Gallardo throws that one in, bounces it, and blocked by the catcher Ben Simmons. 1-1 the count. I'm assuming Aguirre gets a triple on that play. No? Breaking ball up high, 2-1. So it's a 3-base error. Oh, okay. 2-1 the count. Breaking pitch, fouled off, out of play down the first base side. 2-2. Two pitch and fouled off by Laird. Out of play down the right field first base side. Count holds at 2-2. Ethan Murdoch on deck. He homered his last time up, back in the fourth inning. This one's hit foul off the fists and out of play. Nobody could get to it. All right, let's see what we can tell you about Luis Gallardo. Well, this is not him. Baseball Reference has a 55-year-old Luis Gallardo. This is not him. 2-2, one away. Brock Laird, another foul ball back. Okay, this one I think may be right. University of Michigan at Dearborn. Let's see what we can come up with here. From Red Deer. 2-2 pitch, bounced in, blocked by the catcher Simmons. Full count now. Pitch number 9 coming up in the at-bat. He's coming off his senior year at the University of Michigan at Dearborn. 3-2 pitch in the air to left center field. Well tagged. Going back, off the fence. Aguirre will score easily to tie this game up at 7-7, and Laird pulls into second base with an RBI double, his 18th run batted in of the season. So 7-7 the score here in the bottom of the 6th. Still one away. And Ethan Murdoch to the plate. Couple of runs scored for the Swift Current product. Including the home run he hit back in the 4th inning to left center field. His first pitch from Gallardo to Murdoch is in for a strike. $1,308 the attendance tonight here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field on a Tuesday evening. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Murdoch, and he's quickly behind 2 strikes to Luis Gallardo. Two-strike pitch, bounced in, blocked by Simmons. Ball 1, 1-2. Brock Laird, the runner at second. Gallardo comes set. Long look at the runner. And the pitch fouled back to the screen as Murdoch stays alive. Gavin Panks, the catcher, on deck for the Berries. Do the 1-2 pitch over again. Hit on the ground up the middle. That'll get through. Base hit. Laird touches third. He's around third, coming for home, and the Berries have the lead back at 8-7 on an RBI single from Ethan Murdoch. 8-7 Berries, still one away. Gavin Panks to the plate, 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch, walked, has scored a run. Nobody throwing in either bullpen right now. That doesn't mean the Berries may not have a pitcher coming out for the top of the 7th inning. Colin Plain finished off the 6th inning. Gallardo's first pitch is in for a strike to Gavin Panks. Blocked on an inside pitch. Ben Simmons has been active behind the plate. He's had to be. He's done a good job. Catcher for the Brooks Bombers. 1-1 the count. Left-handed hitting Gavin Panks. And now a throw over at first. Murdoch basically falls back to the bag. Now he'll take his lead. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is down low, 1-2. Sorry, 2-1. Ball 2, not strike 2. Luis Gallardo, third pitcher of the night for the Brooks Bombers. Another check on Murdoch at first. Up high with a fastball, 2-1. Now it's 3-1. Kyle Salinas, the Berries' cleanup hitter, is on deck. 3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4. Still only one away for the Berries here as they've scored 3 times to retake the lead. And they're looking to add on more as Murdoch moves up to second. And Salinas, 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd inning, walked in the 1st, lined out to second base to lead off the last inning. Aiden Maxwell, the second pitcher for Brooks, as Salinas swings and misses on the first pitch from Gallardo. 0-1. Maxwell gave up just 2 hits, both home runs, to Murdoch and to Henson, who led off this inning with it. Now Brenners are going, and Salinas fouls it back to the screen. He's behind 2 strikes. Joe Carnahan likes his base runners to be moving. He likes to get something going, get the infielders moving, and see what you can do about finding a hole with a hit. Hit the ball where the guy was that was in position, and then all of a sudden out because he's covering a bag. Down the right field line, Brody Wrench is starting to warm up for the Berries, left-hander. 2-strike pitch. Salinas lines this one, but foul beyond the bullpen, and somebody not watching got cranked with the ball on the fence. Says he's okay, bounces back up, and the Brooks bullpen guys will give him a baseball. That's a hard way to get a baseball as a souvenir at a ball game. Take a one-hopper to the noggin and get back up, and yeah, here. Thanks. Still 2 strikes on Salinas. Nathan Houston on deck. It's been a long 6th inning. Both halves. 4 runs for Brooks, 3 now for the Berries. Only 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th, and the Berries are still at the plate and still threatening to score more. Diego Quinones has been rescued. He is not on the hook for the decision, as that's bounced in, blocked by the catcher Simmons, and the runners Panks especially scamper back to the bags that they were at. 1-2 the count. Salinas coming off his sophomore year at Frontier Community College, where he had 9 home runs. And now he gets hit. Gallardo hits him with an inside pitch, and Gallardo says, hey, he kind of turned into that, didn't he? Lloyd Tulp, the home plate umpire, hearing the complaints, but he has sent them down to first, and the bases are now loaded. Both Gallardo and catcher Ben Simmons thought that Salinas really didn't do much to get out of the way of that, but it was a fastball. He might not have had a chance to have turned out of the way of that. So bases loaded, 1 away, and here's Nathan Houston. Breaking pitch fouled back to the screen, strike 1. Melville, Saskatchewan product is 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI and a stolen base. Oops, Pat Janek's chasing after a ball, just slipped and fell. Shake it off, Peach, you're fine. Breaking pitch up high, and Houston swung at that and fouls it back, and he's behind 0-2. Ethan Murdoch at third base, Gavin Panks at second, Giles Salinas at first. 1 away for the Saskatoon Berries. Middle infielders at double play depth. First baseman Fernandez on the edge of the grass. Third baseman Mora even with the bag at third. This time was called, and now we're ready to go again. 2-strike pitch. Foul back. Houston just gets a piece of that to stay alive. Houston collected his 13th run batted in back in the 3rd inning. 2-strike pitch. On the ground towards third, fielding and coming up with tagging the bag at the same time, but the throw to first in time. Phil McGee says out at first for Nathan Houston, a double play to end the inning. A lot of the fans don't agree, but it is a double play according to first base umpire Phil McGee. The Berries regained the lead, scoring 3 times on 3 hits. There was 1 Brooks error and 2 runners left on base. After 6, Saskatoon 8, Brooks 7. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Top of the 7th inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Quick look at the unofficial line score for the Berries. 8 runs on 8 hits. They've committed 5 errors and they've left 6 runners on base. As new pitcher Brody Wrench with a first pitch high ball to Maverick McAllister leading it off, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for Brooks. Bombers have 7 runs on 8 hits. That's in for a strike. 3 errors, and they've left 3 runners on base. 1-1 the count on Maverick McAllister, who was left at the plate last inning, back in the top of the 6th, when Asahi Nakano was thrown out trying to steal. 2-1 the count on Maverick McAllister, who's 1 for 3, doubled in the 5th inning. And now he's hit by a pitch from Brody Wrench. So the leadoff man is on for the Brooks Bombers as they trail by 1 going into the top of the 7th inning. Brody Wrench into the game for the Berries. Wrench from Battleford. An hour and a touch west of here, northwest of here, I guess, on the Yellowhead, number Highway 16. Coming off his junior year at the University of Marion, North Dakota. His first pitch outside to the number 3 hitter, Dalen Jeffcoats. Jeffcoats is 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored back in the 4th inning. Lines one foul towards the Berries' right field dugout, but beyond that, not a play. 1-1 the count. Left-hander Wrench puts that one outside. 2-1. Action down the right field line again in the Berries bullpen. As Reed Beck is warming up, and it's ball 3 now from Wrench to Dalen Jeffcoats. Three-one pitch. Hit in the air and a line into right center field. That'll get down and get all the way to the fence. Around second, around third, being waved home is Maverick McAllister. He will score, and we are tied up once again at 8-8 as Dalen Jeffcoats with an RBI double, driving in his 15th run of the season. Makes it 8-8, and here comes Dustin Mulliken out to have a chat with Brody Wrench. A hit batsman and a double to lead off the top of the 7th inning, and Brooks has manufactured a run and find themselves in a tie now. So a discussion on the mound here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Wrench's first 2 seasons were at Williston State. And last year at the University of Marion, Bismarck, North Dakota, which is where Carter Beck played his first season of ball in university before he ended up at Indiana State. And of course now waiting on the Major League Draft to see where he ends up. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, now up. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in. Strike 1. One strike pitch, that's outside, 1-1. Wrench has an 0-1 record, a 5.14 earned run average coming into tonight. 1-1 pitch. There's that slider breaking down. Foul tipped into the glove of Gavin Panks. It's 1-2. Wrench coming into tonight, I pitched 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs all earned. Had struck out 12 and walked 6. 1-2 the count on Owen Fernandez. Down and in. Almost hit him in the back foot. Count even at 2-2. As Reed Beck continues to warm up down the right field line. No action in the Brooks left field bullpen. An 8-8 tie in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2 pitches outside. Full count. Catcher Ben Simmons on deck. Left-handed hitter. Remains to be seen if Joe Carnahan stays with Wrench, if he lets Fernandez wriggle off the hook. 3-2 pitch bounces in, gets away from Panks, a walk, and heading on over to third on the wild pitch is Dalen Jeffcoats. And indeed, Wrench will stay in the game and face the lefty with nobody out and runners on first and third here in the top of the 7th inning. That's down low, ball 1. Gavin Panks thought it might have been a strike. Looks back at home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp and says, yeah? Or something to that effect. 1-0 the count on catcher Ben Simmons, who's 2 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, breaking pitch. Off the plate. Simmons couldn't hold off because it looked good from the get-go. Simmons has a run batted in tonight. 1-1 pitch. There's another one of those breaking balls out of the zone that Simmons can't lay off of, and it's 1-2 now. Eric Balania, shortstop on deck. He had a RBI double his last time up. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wrench gets an out. First one of the inning. Reed Beck continues to warm up down the right field line for the Berries. Baania is going to come to the plate and hit against Brody Wrench. No move yet from the Berries dugout. Baania looks at a first pitch down low and in, ball 1. He grounded into a double play in the 4th inning, flew out in the 2nd, but doubled in the 6th to bring in Owen Fernandez, who's on first base right now. Check swing, called strike by home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp. 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2 by Ania. Not happy that he swung at a pitch that was almost in the dirt when it got to home plate. Got a piece of it. 1-2 the count. Andrew Bain, the center fielder, on deck for Brooks. Here's the 1-2. And no, on the outside, Baania held up his swing, and Lloyd Tulp says outside, 2-2. The umpires behind home plate wanted him to ring him up. Did not happen. 2-2 count. Wrench. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts with a runner on third for Brody Wrench. And now it'll be Andrew Bain, the center fielder, who's 0 for 3. Bain's grounded out, flown out, popped out. Pitch, and Panks dives to his right to make sure that doesn't get to the screen. As Bob Euchre would have said, famously, just a bit outside. 1-0 the count on Bain. Line drive center field. Nathan Houston coming on, can't make the catch. Coming in to score and giving Brooks the lead once again is Dalen Jeffcoats. An RBI single for Andrew Bain, a sharply ringing single to center field. And an RBI, 12th of the season. Make that second RBI of the night, 13th of the year for Bain. So Jose Vargas comes to the plate. He doubled and drove in a run his last time up. Actually drove in a couple of runs his last time up. Back in the 6th inning. First pitch inside, ball 1. First and second with 2 away for Brooks. 2 runs in on a couple of hits. A hit batsman and a walk. Low and away, ball 2. It's our third lead change in the last 3 half innings. On the ground, right side of the infield. Stinson can't come up with it, neither can Salinas. Ball into right field. Coming around to score from second base is Owen Fernandez, and around to third is Andrew Bain, an RBI single for Jose Vargas. And that's going to be it for Brody Wrench. Reed Beck is going to come into the ball game in place of the lefty to face Eric Mora, the third baseman. (10-8) the score now in favor of the Brooks Bombers. Barry's having trouble getting outs at key times. Reed Beck coming into the game now. Cousin of Carter. Reed Beck from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. Attended Cloud County Community College in Concordia, Kansas, in the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference this past year. For Reed Beck, he has a save to his credit this year. A 2.35 earned run average, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed only 2 hits. 2 runs both earned, struck out 10 and walked 6. 5'9", 165-pound right-hander, 4th pitcher of the night for the Saskatoon Berries, Reed Beck. Couple of strikeouts for Brody Wrench, but a lot of other stuff. 3 hits, unfortunately. A walk and a hit batsman. Faced 7 batters. Threw a fair number of pitches, too. $29 of them, to be exact. So, Reed Beck will try and stop the bleeding here. Runners on first and third for Brooks with 2 away. And the number 9 hitter, Eric Mora, who's 2 for 3. Singled in the 3rd inning, doubled and scored in the 5th. But he struck out in the 6th. The Bombers have scored runs in 4 consecutive innings. Reed Beck's first pitch is inside, ball 1. Meadow Lake product checks the runner at first. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 1-1. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the Berries will have Nick Stinson, Josh Henson, and Nick Cody come to the plate. 1-1 pitch fouled back to the screen. That was again a high fastball in the zone for Eric Mora. 8th man to the plate this inning for the Brooks Bombers. Beck trying to finish the inning off as the runner from first goes. Popped up in the infield. Calling for it is Nick Stinson. He falls over the mound, tripped on the play, and the ball falls in safely. And in to score to make it 11-8 is Andrew Bain. Jose Vargas all the way around to third base. Stinson calling for it and had to cross over the mound, but he's looking up at the ball and tripped up on the mound, fell down, the ball falls in. It's an RBI single for Eric Mora to make it 11-8. And now the number 9 hitter in the inning, Asahi Nakano. Runner still at first and third with 2 away. Outside, ball 1. Back-to-back 4-run innings here for Brooks on the road. Another runner going from first. Swing and a miss, no throw. So taking second base on the play is Eric Mora. 1-1 the count on Nakano. He's 1 for 4. Singled, stole a base in the 3rd inning, reached on an error and was caught stealing back in the last inning. Fouled off 1-2. Once again, Berries have 2 strikes with 2 outs on a Brooks hitter. See if they can get out of it now. 1-2 pitch outside on a slider from Reed Beck. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beck gets a strikeout and the 3rd out of the top of the 7th inning, but another productive half inning for the Brooks Bombers as they score 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no Berries errors and 2 runners left on base. After 6.5, heading to the 7th inning stretch, it's the Brooks Bombers 11 and the Saskatoon Berries 8. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Fourth pitcher into the ball game for the Brooks Bombers is Paulo Martel here in the bottom of the seventh inning. We're sure of this one. He's the only 28 listed on the roster. Right-handed pitcher, 5'9", 180. Going to face Nick Stinson, the Barries' first baseman, then Josh Henson and Nick Cote with a 3-run lead. Pours a first pitch fastball in for a strike. Martel has a start, has a loss to his credit, a 15.58 earned run average. Fastball in for strike 2, high in the zone, which leaves some fans grumbling. 8 2/3 innings pitched for Martel, 13 hits allowed, 16 runs, 15 of them earned. He struck out 7 and walked 6. Stinson's 0 for 3 tonight. Behind 0-2, looks at the fastball up high, 1-2. Past the 2.5-hour mark into this game, still in the bottom of the seventh inning. Going to be a short turnover. That's just low, 2-2. As Canada Day matinee tomorrow starts at 1 o'clock here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field between these two teams. Brooks had their last 2 games rained out against Lethbridge at Elks Field Sunday and last night. Inside, Martel thought he had a strikeout. No, says home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp, and we have a full count instead. So the last time the Brooks Bombers played was at home in a 13-8 loss to the Energy City Cactus Rats back on Saturday. Fouled off. No, they're saying strike 3, and Stinson's heading for first, but he'll be thrown out as the catcher Simmons, who dropped the ball, is able to recover and throw him out for the first out of the bottom of the seventh inning. Josh Henson homered his last time up to left field, about 20 feet inside the left field foul pole. He's 2 for 3. A couple of runs scored. It was his 5th home run of the year for Josh Henson. Ties for the team lead with Nash Nichols and Ethan Murdoch. Breaking pitch in for a strike to Henson. Paulo Martel with the delivery. That hits the plate and bounces to the backstop, 1-1. One pitch. That's bounced in and back to the backstop, 2-1. Martel pitched 2 seasons at El Paso Community College. 3-3 in that time with 35 strikeouts and 34 2/3 innings spread out over 21 games. 2-1 pitch here, fouled back to the screen by Josh Henson, 2-2. 11-8. Brooks in the lead on the Saskatoon Berries. Berries on a 7-game winning streak coming into tonight. Looked pretty good when they went up 4-0 after 3, but Brooks have scored runs in 4 consecutive innings since then. Henson bounces it up the middle past the pitcher, fielded it short. Here's the throw on to first, not in time. Baania, the shortstop, came in behind the bag and fielded the ball and got the throwaway sidearm, but that ball wasn't hit hard enough for him to be able to throw out Henson going down the line. An infield hit for the Berries. With 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th, brings up Nick Cody, who's 1 for 3. Singled in the 2nd inning against starting pitcher Jack Swanberg. It seems like an eternity ago since we had Swanberg in the game. On the ground through the hole between short and third into left field, a base hit for Cody. Henson up to second. 10 hits in the night for the Saskatoon Berries. And the tying run comes to the plate now in the form of Eric Aguirre, who hit the line drive last inning that center fielder Andrew Bain misplayed and was ruled a 3-base error on the center fielder. Aguirre came in to score. He's officially 0 for 2 with an RBI tonight. A 2nd inning sacrifice fly, giving him 10 ribbies on the shortened summer collegiate season. 2 men on, 1 out. Martell to Aguirre, swinging and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Martell gets it up there pretty good. Aguirre's average has dipped below 250 by going 0 for 2 so far. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Top of the order on deck in Brock Laird, who had an RBI double last inning for himself. Lots of offense in the game tonight. Bounced in and past the catcher to the backstop. The runners will advance on the wild pitch. 2nd and 3rd now. And a 2-1 count on Eric Aguirre. Barry's threatening. Nobody warming up down the left field line in the Brooks bullpen. This is pitcher number 4. Both teams have used 4 hurlers in the game. 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, right side. And it'll get under the glove of the second baseman into right field. Henson in to score. Coming on in to score as well as Nick Cody, the throw into second base. And Aguirre is in safely. And it's 11-10 on the 2-base error by the second baseman, as Maverick McAllister just didn't get the glove down to the ground. Under it went, and 2 runs in to score. That's another error on the Bombers, 4 of them on the night. There's been 9 errors in the game total. So it's not all pitching that's been an issue tonight. Both teams have been a little leaky defensively. So Brock Laird now with the tying run at second base and only 1 away. Fouls the first pitch off into the screen and strike 1. And that Murdoch guy is on deck. He's driven in a run in each of his last 2 at-bats. Martell's 1-strike pitch is in for strike 2. Brock Laird waiting on a 2-strike pitch from Paulo Martel. That one looked to be in the same spot as strike 2, but it's called high this time, ball 1. Almost too close to take, really, but Laird did so, gets away with it. That one's up high, definitely not a strike, 2-2. Ethan Murdoch on deck. 2 for 3, a couple of runs batted in, one of them a home run, his 5th of the season. Strike 3 called on a breaking ball that Laird couldn't pull the trigger on with the bat. Second out, both strikeouts by Martel in this bottom of the 7th inning, and now it's Murdoch. Homer to left center field. Center fielder Andrew Bain looked like he might have caught it, but did not. And now Murdoch up again here with a chance to tie the game up with a base hit. Up high with that slider, ball 1. Martel watching Aguirre at second base dance around. Now Murdoch hits it in the air, but didn't get it all. Left field, and in medium depth left field, it is caught by Jose Vargas for the 3rd and final out. Berries get to within 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning, scoring twice on 2 hits, 1 Brooks error, and 1 runner left on base. After 7, Brooks Bombers 11, Saskatoon Berries 10. As you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Top of the 8th inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Reed Beck is back out on the mound, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Saskatoon Berries. He got the 3rd out in the top of the 7th inning, and now he'll face Maverick McAllister, who led off the last inning, reaching when hit by a pitch by Brody Wrench. Ball outside, ball 1. Brooks 11, Saskatoon 10. Both teams double digits in runs, double digits in hits. Committed a pile of errors. More than I'm sure they care to admit to. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. This one's hit in the air, center field. Houston drifting back and can't come up with it. Ball all the way to the fence. McAllister around second. He's heading for third. Big long throw by Houston. Won't get to Josh Henson in time. And into third base with the triple is Maverick McAllister. A leadoff triple here in the 8th inning. So Dalen Jeffcoat's now coming up. He doubled and scored. Drove in a run. Drove in McAllister last inning. He's 1 for 4. Houston in center field, of course, has played second base and shortstop this season, and it just become a center fielder of recent as Beck with a strike to Jeffcoats. Berries bring the infield in to the edge of the infield. All 4 infielders. Swing and a miss. A slider down and away. Strike 2 on Jeffcoats. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, on deck. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. They've shown pancakes on the Jumbotron because the Berries pitching staff has 6 strikeouts combined. A 7th means everybody in attendance can get a side of pancakes from a local restaurant. That's inside. I thought for a second it hit Jeffcoats, but he looked disgustedly for a second. But he stays in. 2-2 the count. Reed Beck kicks and delivers. Foul up out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Runner on third, nobody out. Brooks looking to extend the lead. Looking to score a run for a 5th straight inning. Not that many zeros up on the board. Just 5 of them out of 14 half innings. 3 of those zeros are on the Brooks side in the first 3 innings. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Second strikeout of the night for Reed Beck. And the Berries' 7th strikeout as a pitching staff. So everybody in attendance can scan the QR code on the Jumbotron and get a side of pancakes at a local restaurant within the next week, of course. That's what has to happen. So 1 away. Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, up, looks at a high fastball for ball 1. Fernandez has scored 3 runs and has yet to have a base hit. Reached twice on an error and walked. That one's up high, 2-0. Heart of the order for the Berries coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. On the inside corner, 2-1. Catcher Ben Simmons on deck. 2-1 pitch. Fernandez fouls that back to the screen. Counts even at 2-2. And that's going to be a hit by pitch off the wrist. Inside, Fernandez tried to check his swing and got hit on the arm, on the wrist. He had padding there, so that likely helped, but that'll put a runner on first base. First and third now with 1 away, and Ben Simmons, the catcher, up, who's 2 for 4. With an RBI. Fastball at the knees for a strike. For being 5'9", 165, Beck gets some heat on that fastball. Popped up foul, out of play, just over top of the third base bleachers and into the plaza area and behind. So Reed Beck's up 2 strikes quickly. On Ben Simmons. Get another strikeout here would be preferable, or a pop-out. Double play works as well, as this is on the ground. Salinas to second for 1, to first, and not in time. The run will score. McAllister in from third as Simmons out of the third, up the left-hand batter's box, able to get up the line and beat the relay throw from Brock Laird at first base to prevent the double play in the end of the inning. So an RBI makes it 12-10 now for the Brooks Bombers, and brings up catcher or shortstop Eric Biania. First pitch ball to Biania, who's 1 for 4, doubled and scored a run, drove in a run back in the 6th inning. Down low 2-0 to the Brooks shortstop. Two-0 pitch, fouled up, out of play. 2-1. Still a pretty pleasant evening and still no rain in sight. I mean, it's around us, but it hasn't happened here. Somehow, some way. 2-1 pitch, gets away from Panks, and making his way to second base is Ben Simmons on a wild pitch or a pass ball. Pass ball. So 3-1 the count now to Biania, and Andrew Bain, the center fielder, is on deck. 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. And that's up high, ball 4. So runners on first and second. Still with 2 away. Nobody warming up down the right field line in the Berries bullpen. And Andrew Bain, the catcher, coming up. Dustin Mulliken, the pitching consultant, will come out for the Berries to talk with Reed Beck. Berries have got to cap this rally right where it is now. They've only got 6 outs to work with offensively to try and come back. Bain is 1 for 4. He singled and drove in a run last inning. His 12th RBI of the season. For Andrew Bain. Right-handed hitter wears number 13. Hits it on the ground, right side of the infield. Stinson stabs it, the throw to first, and Reed Beck will get the bag just ahead. Bang, bang play at first. Andrew Bain thought he had beaten it out, but crew chief and first base umpire Phil McGee said nope, pitcher got there. The tie goes to the pitcher in that case, it looks like. Although he may have touched it just ahead, but no matter. The out is called at first base. A run for Brooks on 1 hit. No Berries errors. 2 runners left on base. After 7.5, it's the Brooks Bombers 12 and the Saskatoon Berries 10. As you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
We've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Fifth pitcher into the ball game for the Brooks Bombers is Caleb Bozick, right-hander. He'll face Gavin Panks, the meat of the Barry's order here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Panks, the number 3 hitter. Gail Salinas, the second baseman, is the cleanup man, and Nathan Houston, the center fielder, is the number 5 hitter for the Barries. They trail by 2 at 12-10. Caleb Bozick calls time, and the catcher, Ben Simmons, will go out to have a chat as they've got to get their act together and figure out what's going on. For Bozick, whose name is listed twice, he has a couple of wins to his credit. It's .90 earned run average. 2 wins in relief. First pitch is fouled off, strike 1, check swing foul, and Panks disappointed in himself for swinging at that. Bozick in 10 innings has allowed 6 hits, 1 run earned, struck out 8 and walked 4. He might be asked to get the final 6 outs if he can. Breaking ball in for strike 2. Tasked with holding a 2-run lead on the road, where the Bombers have only won once in 10 games this season. Panks fouls it off back into the parking lot over top of the third base bleachers. Stays alive at 0-2. Gavin Panks 0 for 1 tonight. Has walked twice, been hit by a pitch, and scored a run. 0-2. Chopped foul up the third baseline. Stays alive at 0-2. Inside, 1-2. So another guy we got to try and go to Uncle Google for some information on, Caleb Bozick. Panks lifts a little looper into shallow left field, but going back and making the catch is the shortstop, Eric Biania, for the first out. Giles Salinas now coming to the plate. 1 for 2, singled and scored in the third inning, walked in the first, hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Fans really get into that mariachi Mexican music when he comes up to the plate. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Bozic, a right-handed pitcher, also is listed as an infielder, going to the Vauxhall Academy of Baseball, 6'1", 195 pound. That one catches the inside corner, 1-1. On the ground towards third. Fielded and the throw on to first in time. Good job there by the third baseman Eric Mora to record the second out. 2 away. And it'll be Nathan Houston to try and keep the bottom of the 8th alive. Houston 1 for 4. Single and an RBI in the 3rd inning. First pitch outside, ball 1. Caleb Bozic is from Castor, Alberta. Inside, 2-0. A strike taken by Houston. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled off, 2-2. Environment Canada says we still have smoke in the air. It's dark outside. I can't tell now whether we have smoke in the air here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Bounced in, full count now to Nathan Houston. I guess I could if I looked up around the lights, and I can't see that here at the ballpark. But it has still turned out to be a nice night. 17 degrees Celsius at the last look. 63 Fahrenheit. That ball bounces away. Ball 4. A 2-out walk, and the Berries bring the tying run to the plate. In first baseman Nick Stinson. Stinson's 0 for 4. Some people would say the Kennesaw, Georgia product is due. Well, we've got a visit to the mound here in the bottom of the 8th. This is head coach Justin Gomez out to chat with Caleb Bozic. A bit of a north wind now, freshening up at 15 kilometers per hour, 17 Celsius, 63 Fahrenheit. Still nothing much to affect the baseball with. Blowing from left fields to right field. Stinson 0 for 4 as mentioned. Berries could use him to keep this going and bring up Josh Henson. Bring his power to the plate. Has a home run tonight. Foul back to the screen, strike 1. Stinson's played 2 years of college baseball. University of North Georgia and with Belmont University. Popped up in the infield. Shortstop Bayonia taking charge, and he'll stumble backwards but make the catch, stays with it, and that's the end of the inning. Berries in the bottom of the 8th do not score. No hits, no errors for Brooks. One runner left on base. After 8, Brooks Bombers 12, Saskatoon Berries 10, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Top of the 9th inning. Reed Beck back out on the mound for the Berries. First pitch to Jose Vargas is a called strike. Not caught cleanly by Gavin Panks. Had me wondering if it was a ball, but home plate umpire Lloyd Tulp calls it a strike. 0-1. Vargas 2 for 4. Down low, 1-1. He struck out the first 2 times up against starting pitcher Diego Quinones, then doubled off of Quinones in the 6th inning and singled in the 7th. Popped up foul towards the dugout, and it ends up falling foul with nobody able to get to it. 1-2. Was in the on-deck circle area just off the Brooks dugout area. Josh Henson had a look, but couldn't get there in time. Eric Moore, the third baseman, on deck, and then Asahi Nakano, the DH, will get up. Down low. Vargas able to check his swing, count 2-2. Two pitch. Hit high in the air. Center field. Nathan Houston is there. He'll make the catch. And there's one away. Eric Moore, the third baseman, coming up. He's had a strong night. 3 for 4 with an RBI. Stole a base. Has a double among his 3 hits. Reed Beck now has pitched an inning in 2/3. Tanner Hosick has been warming up down the right field line. Swing and a miss on a fastball by Mora, strike 1. Now it's somebody different warming up for the Berries. Carter Kopp throwing down the right field line. On the outside corner, strike 2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it's the bottom third of the Berries order. 2 strike pitches outside, 1-2. Third baseman Josh Henson, designated hitter Nick Cote, right fielder Eric Aguirre to bat for the Berries. Popped up, right side. Second baseman Salinas makes the catch on the skin part of the infield. 2 away. Asahi Nakano now comes to the dish. 1 for 5. Singled in the third inning. Reached on an error in the sixth and was thrown out trying to steal. Struck out his last time up. His first pitch to him is down low for ball 1. Beck's 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. Nakano wanted to swing, but didn't. Held up and takes the strike. This one's well hit. Left center field. Houston going back at the edge of the warning track will make the catch. And that's the inning. A 1-2-3 top of the ninth. Allowed out from Asahi Nakano. But no runs, no hits, no errors for the Berries, and nobody left on base as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance hotel for the Saskatoon Berries, trailing by 2. As you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Josh Henson at the plate to lead off the bottom of the ninth inning. Facing Caleb Bozix, whose first pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Henson's 3 for 4. Couple of singles. His 5th home run, a solo shot. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. He has scored 3 runs tonight as the product of Huntsville, Alabama. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 pitch. 2-1. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Berries here against the Brooks Bombers, trailing by 2. Down low, ball 3, 3-1. Nick Cote is 2 for 4 on deck. Eric Aguirre is 0 for 3, but has reached twice on errors and is a sacrifice fly to his credit. Up high, ball 4. Runner on, and the tying run coming to the plate. Nick Cote, mentioned 2 for 4, singled and scored his last time up in the 7th inning. Also singled in the 2nd inning. Pushed that batting average up above the 200 mark. Bozik's first pitch. Cote hits it on the air down the left field line, but that is going to hook foul. That had home run distance, clearing the fence out that way. But it's a long strike. Oakville, Ontario product. Has the ability to hit it out, tie this game up with one swing of the bat. He'll follow that back to the screen and fall behind 0-2 now. Eric Aguirre, the right fielder, on deck. Caleb Bozic shakes off, looking for something specific from Ben Simmons, the catcher. 2-strike pitch. On the ground towards second. Fielded. Throw on to first. Not in time, and it's off the screen next to the Barries dugout, but Cote will get back to first base, the fielder's choice, and one away as Henson is retired on the fielder's choice. Eric Aguirre to the plate. Has a sacrifice fly back in the second inning, his 10th RBI. 0 for 3 otherwise, although he has reached a couple of times on errors and has scored a run. After Aguirre, it's the top of the order and Brock Laird. Bozik's pitch is down low, ball 1. Low and inside this time, 2-0. Caleb Bozic trying to nail it down. 2-0 pitch is inside. 3-0. Nobody throwing down in the left field line bullpen for the Brooks Bombers. It's Caleb Bozic. He has to do it for them. 3-0. Taken all the way for a strike by Eric Aguirre. 3-1. She had a long night at the ballpark. 10:23, 3 hours and 22 minutes into the ball game. That changeup is outside and high. Ball 4. Tying run now at first base. And shortstop Brock Laird coming to the plate. The potential winning run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We're going to get a couple of pinch runners. Aiden Marion into the game to run for Nick Cote at second base. Just the one. Oh, Nash Nichols is into the game at first base to run for Eric Aguirre. So 2 pinch runners into the game now for the Berries. Marion, the backup or the second catcher on the Saskatoon roster behind Gavin Panks, running at second base. Bounced in, ball 1, and now everybody's taking off. The throw down to second, and he's safe. The shortstop, Bayanea, cut in front of the second baseman, took the throw and tried to dive and tag Nash Nichols and missed, and now he is staying down on the ground in the infield just to the right of second base and feeling at his left shoulder. Second and third now. That first pitch to Brock Laird was down low and in the feet. And Laird didn't move. The ball was in between his feet. He didn't move, and the catcher had to reach around and grab it and then try and throw. The runners were a little slow reacting. Bayanea's back up to his feet. He's going to try and shake it off and stay in the game, or is he? No, he's heading for the dugout, and looks like we're going to have a defensive replacement as somebody's going to come into the game and replace Eric Biania at shortstop. Let's see who that is. Could there also be a pitching change because Bozic can play the infield. The guy who's pitching, who has been pitching in the 8th and here into the 9th inning. So a little bit of a delay as home plate umpire Lloyd Tulpo to talk with head coach Justin Gomez and find out what's going on here. Bozic stays to pitch and into the ball game for the is Derry Steyert Couture, number 8. He'll play shortstop in place of Eric Biania. 1 ball the count. And now this one gets away from the catcher, but everybody holds where they are, and Nichols has to trot back to second. He was halfway to third base, but Aiden Marion wasn't going anywhere. He was being told to hold his ground. 2-0 the count on Brock Laird. Second and third, 1 away. Laird at the plate. Caleb Bozic, the pitcher for Brooks. Low and away, ball 3, 3-0 the count. And Ethan Murdoch is on deck. .30 pitch upcoming. In for a strike taken all the way by Laird. 3-1 the count. Of course, you go 3.5 hours in the game, you're going to get some dramatics. Might as well. 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4. Bozic thought he had a strike there, but now the bases are loaded. The winning run is at first base. And Ethan Murdoch, who hit a home run earlier tonight, has a couple of RBI and is 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Now to the plate. The number 3 hitter, average-wise, in the WCBL, coming on. First baseman Fernandez on the grass. First pitch to Murdoch inside, ball 1. Third baseman Mora even with the bag at third. Middle infielders. The newcomer into the game, the shortstop Steyert Couture. As that one's down and away, ball 2. And the second baseman, Maverick McAllister, are at double play depth. But now it's 2-0 as Owen Fernandez comes over from first base to chat with Caleb Bozic. Try to send him some positive vibes. Hey, you can do it. Let's get out of here. .20 pitch. Fastball in for a strike. Bases loaded, 1 away, 2-1 pitch to Murdoch. Breaking ball, strike 2. Gavin Panks on deck. 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away now. Last chance for the Berries. And it's Gavin Panks who's 0 for 2 and has been on base 3 times. Infielders move back with 2 away. And out can be had it anywhere. Pitch down and in, ball 1. Many in the crowd of 1,308 are still here for this. Panks fouls it off. That was inside, fought it off the fists. 1-1. Giles Salinas is on deck if needed. If the situation arises. 1-1 pitch. Line drive, center field. That gets down. 1 run is in. Here comes the tying run as the throw comes all the way to the plate. Not in time. Nash Nichols scores, and it's 12-12. Gavin Panks with a clutch 2-out, 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th inning. RBIs 21 and 22 of the season for Gavin Panks. And now it's Giles Salinas coming to the plate. The winning run is Brock Laird at second base. Salinas is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Two men on, 2 away, bottom of the 9th. First pitch bounced in and blocked by the catcher Simmons. Ball 1. Caleb Bozick couldn't hold the lead. Now he's trying to get it to a 10th inning. As the ball gets away, here's the throw to third, and safe at third base is Brock Laird. The pitch bounced in, and Laird took off on a very short ball away from the catcher Simmons and dove in under the tag of Eric Mora. So now the winning run is 90 feet away from home plate. 2-0 the count. Bozick needs to throw a strike. And he does. 2-0, 2-1. Salinas taking. 12-12. That catches Salinas on the elbow. Bozick says, hey, he turned into it. But now the bases are loaded again. And it's Nathan Houston coming to the plate. A hit batsman with 2 away to load the bases in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now Nathan Houston, who's 1 for 4. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Caleb Bozick deals 1-0. Low and away, ball 2. He's trying to throw that slider, and nobody's biting on it. The right-handed hitters aren't going after it down and away. Fans that have stayed behind looking for the comeback to be complete here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike. 2-1. 8th hitter of the inning for the Berries. 2 runs in. They've tied it up. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That one was down low. The only way Nick Stinson gets an at-bat is if we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Either Houston wins this game now or we go to the top of the 10th. 2-2 the count. Hit in the air, little looper. Fernandez will make the catch, and indeed we will go to a 10th inning. The Berries tie it up in the bottom of the 9th with 2 runs on only 1 hit. There were no Brooks errors and 3 runners left on base. After 9, 12-12, Berries and Brooks, as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
So we go to extra innings tonight here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 12-12, Saskatoon and Brooks. Courtesy runner Asahi Nakano is at second base. Maverick McAllister, the second baseman, is the batter. He's 2 for 4. Double and a triple for him. He's also been hit by a pitch. Fouls off the first pitch from Tanner Hosick, who's into the game. Juice Box, 5'5", 150 pounds, out of Bellevue, Nebraska, coming off his sophomore year at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. The 5th Berries pitcher of the night. 1 strike pitch to McAllister is outside 1-1. Hosick has a 4-1 record out of the bullpen with 2 saves and a .73 earned run average. One pitch. Fastball up high and away, 2-1. 12 runs on 13 hits, 4 errors, and 7 runners left on base for Brooks unofficially. Berries 12 runs on 11 hits, 4 errors. They've left 7 runners on base. Sorry, they've left 10 runners on base. 3 of them in the last inning. Fouled off into the Berries' first base dugout. Count even at 2-2. McAllister is the number 2 hitter in the Brooks order. He's followed by right fielder Daylon Jeffcoats, and first baseman Owen Fernandez. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a Hosek specialty. In 12 and a third innings, he has struck out 20 and walked 5. He's allowed 12 hits in 12 and a third innings, 4 runs, 1 earned. Daylon Jeffcoats, 1 for 5, doubled in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. I must admit I'm a little surprised at Justin Gomez not trying to advance the runner to third base with a bunt or some such thing like that with McAllister. Now it's too late, as there's a fastball at the knees for strike 2, and Jeffcoats goes for a walk. Didn't like the call. Top of the 10th inning. Tanner Hosek with a 2-strike count on Daylon Jeffcoats. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. And now it's Owen Fernandez, the first baseman, who's been on base 4 times, but without the benefit of a base hit. He's walked once, he's been hit by a pitch, he's made it to first, or he's made it on base twice on errors. He has scored 3 runs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Juice Box is throwing up the juice, to say the least. He is going hard right now. Good old country hardball, some would call it. And there's strike 2 on a swing and a miss. Fans rise with some help from public address announcer Simon Hyatt saying, let's get loud. Well, they have. They want to see strike 3 right now. Well, they quiet down. 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 called. Hosek comes in, strikes out the side in the top of the 10th inning. Nothing across, no runs, no hits. No Barry's errors, nobody left on base. Saskatoon will come to bat in the bottom of the 10th inning with Nathan Houston on second base as the courtesy runner, and Nick Stinson, Josh Henson, and Aiden Marion as the scheduled hitters. 12-12 after 9.5. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
So bottom of the 10th inning in a 12-12 tie. The Berries will have Nathan Houston as the courtesy runner at second base. Nick Stinson will come up. And a new pitcher for the Brooks Bombers, their sixth of the night, is Hudson Groh, a right-hander, 6'2", 185 pounds, who comes out of College of the Sequoias in Visalia, California. Corner infielders creeping in. If Stinson is going to bunt the ball, it has to be towards third base in order to make the third baseman handle it. And now we'll have a conference on the mound as catcher Ben Simmons trots out to chat with Hudson Groh. And Phil McGee, the crew chief, says, hey, let's get it going. You should have done this beforehand. And they're going to call a mound visit here. Well, no, actually, they're making sure, because I don't think they realized that there was a change. Phil McGee is writing away on his sheet, and I believe it's because the pitching change was made and they didn't realize it. But now they have. Hudson Groh played last year with Brooks in the WCBL. First pitch outside, ball one to Nick Stinson. Stinson did not show bunt. Chop towards third. Check the runner. Throw on to first in time. Houston holds his spot at second base. And Stinson grounds out to third for the first out. Hudson Groh pitched in 11 games with Brooks last year, including 7 starts, went 3-6 with a 4.60 ERA in 43 innings of work. He also struck out 40. He's from Madera, California. Houston, the winning run at second. Josh Henson now the batter. A fastball strike. Henson 3 for 4 with a walk. One of the hits, a home run. One strike pitch, fouled back to the screen. Quickly 0-2. Hudson Groh ahead of Josh Henson with Aiden Marion on deck. Marion came on as a runner for Nick Cody last inning. This one's hit up the middle. Shortstop picks it. The throw on to first. Not in time. It's thrown away. And winner, chicken dinner. Scoring on the throwing error is Nathan Houston. And the Saskatoon Berries have defeated the Brooks Bombers by a score of 13-12. A slow chopper to the shortstop who was new to the game. He came in as a defensive replacement last inning. Derry Steyer-Couture replacing Eric Bayania, who had been injured on a play at second base back in the bottom of the 9th inning. He came in, charged, and double clutched before he threw the ball away, and that allowed Nathan Houston to score from second base on the error. The Berries get the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning. Without the benefit, well, actually, that probably would have been a base hit because he was across the bag before the throw got there. So it's a single and an error, the 5th of the game for the Brooks Bombers to score the winning run for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the 10th inning. The Saskatoon Berries defeat the Brooks Bombers tonight by a final score of 13-12 in 10 innings of play. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time with the final totals. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. ICAST Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
All right, back to wrap things up after a wild 10-inning game here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. The Saskatoon Berries rally with 2 in the bottom of the 9th and score the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning on a throwing error and defeat the Brooks Bombers by a score of 13-12. Your final unofficial line score for the Berries, 13 runs on 12 hits. They committed 4 errors. They left 11 runners on base. For the Brooks Bombers, they scored 12 runs on 13 hits. They committed 5 errors, and they left 7 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Tanner Hosick, the 5th of 5 Berries pitchers. He improves his record to 5-1, striking out the side in the top of the 10th inning before the Berries scored the winning run in the bottom of the 10th. The losing pitcher, Hudson Groh, the 6th of 6 Bombers pitchers on the night. The game took 3 hours and 48 minutes to play in front of 1,308 fans here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It is the 8th straight win for the Berries, improving their record to 18-6, and improves their home field record here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field to 12-2. For the Bombers, their record is 4-18. They have now lost 3 in a row, and they're 1-10 on the road. 13-12 in 10 innings tonight for the Saskatoon Berries over the Brooks Bombers. And these same 2 teams will be back at it in, well, not that long from now. It's 10:53. The game starts tomorrow afternoon, a Canada Day matinee at 1 o'clock here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. And again, it'll be the Berries and the Bombers for a second and final time this season. So that does it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying with us for this one. The rain held off. We got the game in, and it was a dandy. Crazy at times, to be sure. But we'll be back with you again tomorrow afternoon. So for all the folks at FloCollege, on behalf of everybody involved with the Saskatoon Berries, I'm Les Lazaruk. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon at 1 when it is the Berries and the Brooks Bombers once again. You've been watching Berries Baseball on FloCollege.